Hello and welcome to 3-Minute Insights from Reed Smith, where we take an innovation concept and discuss the what, the why and the how of it in an easy to understand way. 3 questions in 3 minutes. This insight is all about artificial intelligence. 3 minutes starting now. So what is it? The term artificial intelligence is thrown around a lot in legal tech, used to refer to chatbots, litigation prediction, contract review, data analytics, research expert systems, transcription, e-discovery, and many other things, not all of which are actually AI. To understand AI, you need to know that there are 2 main types, narrow and general. General AI possesses general human intelligence and has the ability to apply that intelligence to solve any problem. It also doesn't exist yet. You might make a robot that's really good at making you a cup of tea, but it isn't going to be able to go and practice law tomorrow. Narrow AI, however, just simulates human intelligence in a narrow context within specific parameters. We are going to focus on machine learning, which involves net software that can learn and improve over time in a similar way that humans do. The 2 types of machine learning are supervised and unsupervised. Supervised machine learning is where we know what we want the AI to look for, we feed it past data to help it learn, and we monitor it as it works to validate the answers. Unsupervised machine learning is where we let the AI spot patterns and correlations in data itself, based on what we feed it. By way of example, let's take Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. In the book, Wonka has trained squirrels to identify good nuts that can go in chocolate bars and bad nuts which can't. Imagine the squirrels are the AI. With me so far? Well, one way of training the squirrels is to tell them exactly what to look for. Wonka could give the squirrels examples of previous bad nuts, and from time to time check that the squirrels are sorting correctly. That is supervised learning. In unsupervised learning, we don't have a specific output in mind. Wonka could let the squirrels loose in a room of bad nuts and good nuts without labelling either and let the squirrels find correlations. Perhaps over time they notice bad nuts taste worse, so they group them all together, setting their own parameters. Or they might notice entirely different patterns. For example, that nuts from a certain tree are larger, or certain types of nuts share the same smell. Doesn't get the nuts sorted for chocolate necessarily, but it does allow Wonka to learn more about nuts generally, which may lead to new breakthroughs. For example, only using trees that give the biggest nuts. I think that's enough about nuts. So why would we use AI in law? Well, both supervised and unsupervised machine learning have uses in law. With supervised learning, we can train AI to identify clauses in large swathes of documents, or to spot duplicates in huge datasets, or even update masses of documents at once, for example with LIBOR repapering, saving time, freeing lawyers from repetitive tasks, and with increased consistency of results. Unsupervised learning is where we can spot new trends in business or law firm data, for example spotting that litigation always settles under certain conditions, or that a particular clause in a precedent is always deleted in negotiation, or simply clustering together similar documents and clauses to spot links we may never have considered. This can help to spot and solve problems. Now AI does have a long way to go. At the moment it's most often used to group, classify, review, search or organise bundles of documentation, and often requires a lot of manual intervention. But with ever-increasing computational power and increased understanding of and trust in potential use cases, the hope is that AI can deal with ever more complicated tasks, increasing efficiency and flexibility and reducing the administrative strain on lawyers. So how can you start using AI? Well, there are lots of bits of legal tech out there right now with AI elements. The first step to use AI is to identify a small project or use case to test the viability, like speeding up due diligence in a single matter. As with all things tech, it is generally better to start small, prove success, and then build. To get your hands on some AI tools, ask internally at your firm or organisation about the tools you already have in place. If you're looking to purchase new tech, a good rule of thumb is asking the vendor to explain in simple terms what their software does. Don't feel bad for asking. Microsoft are also increasing the AI tools that are available under the 365 and Power Apps and Power Automate brands. Lastly, remember not to fear it. This technology is designed to work alongside human intelligence. We still need to draw conclusions from the data, and the idea is that the use of AI can help us have more time being human with our businesses and our clients. And that's it. 3 minutes done.